Okay, we're here this morning with Jerry Wilson, who's an old mate of mine. I've known him for 50 years. Morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Steve.
Uh, let's talk about your very pretty little Corvette that you've got there in the museum at the moment.
You mean the one that took me 6 years to buy?
Oh, that long?
That long, yes. A friend of ours told me about it, and I went to see it in the mechanics workshop in Murray Bridge, but it was gone by the time I got there. But I'd heard about it. I hadn't actually seen it, but I found out who owned it, and I hounded him for 6 years. In fact, we even took a cruise up to Alaska. He was at the time he had a gold and opal shop in Ketchikan in Alaska, and I went in and I talked to him. Well, I talked to him for so long, my wife kept saying, "Oh, that's a nice nugget. Oh, that's a better one." Oh, well, she bought a nugget that shut down our credit card when we got off the boat, but it's still cheaper than the car. But it took me a couple more years after that, and he gave up in Alaska and moved back to Adelaide and then to Kangaroo Island. And he thought he better not take it to Kangaroo Island. So he called me and said, "Are you still interested?" I said, "Yes." It took us a couple of months to actually meet up. And when we walked up the driveway, there it was sitting, and my wife said, "You can't afford that." I thought, "Oh, this credit card, that bank." And he said the magic number, and it was in the realm of possibilities. And I said, "Sold." Later on, my wife said, "You got to wait more than a nanosecond before you say sold." Then I was worried because he wouldn't take a deposit from me. And I thought, "Oh, he's going to change his mind." And anyhow, I went to the bank, got a bank check, went back the next day and with a trailer and brought it home.
Yeah, it's a pretty car. It's a really seriously pretty car. And what is it? I mean, it's
1960 Corvette. It's got most of the options. It's the highest horsepower you can get without fuel injection. They did have fuel injection in those days with 315 horsepower. It's got 280 horsepower out of 283 cubic inches. It's got two 4 barrels on it. It's got a Muncie 4-speed, and I think it's got a positive traction rear end, but I've never spun the back tires to find out.
No.
It's a cruiser.
Yeah.
No power brakes, no power steering. It floats. It's not nearly as accurate to drive as the Porsche or the Ferrari, but
it does have a concerning amount of slop in the steering.
Yes, and it's a very complicated steering system too. It's very agricultural. It is a fiberglass like all Corvettes, and it's built on a fairly rigid chassis, so it's not all that light.
Yeah. Okay.
But the drum brakes and stuff, they do work, and it's a true classic. We were at a Zippel cruise just last November. They have one every year that goes at the showgrounds with about 300 or 400 other cars. And luckily for me, they actually divided them up into having all similar cars in the same area. And we were in the line with all the other Corvettes, and I had a brand new one in front of me and behind me. So I had the oldest one there and the two newest ones.
Oh, okay, right.
Right there in the line.
Well, Jerry, thanks very much for allowing us to actually have the car here. It's a lovely addition to our collection here for the next few months. And thanks for allowing us to display the car.
No worries. Thanks,
Okay.
Steve.
Thanks, mate.